Hello guys and welcome to another NGB sneak peek. We're looking at Syndicate, which is published by EA and developed by Starbreeze Studio. I am your host, as usual, Asim. I've got Mr. Aaron Sullivan with me. Aaron, how the hell are you doing, sir?
I am fine and dandy. Yourself, sir? Yourself?
I am dandy and fine, so I'm quite the opposite. So yeah.
Good stuff.
We're looking at Syndicate, which I'm not sure if you've seen a lot of, but we're going to start off by looking at one of the early tutorial missions and then one of the early main missions. So the first tutorial mission won't actually show you when it comes up because I don't want to ruin anything for you, but focuses on the suicide ability that you get, which you might have seen in some of the trailers. You can basically lock onto enemies, use the left bumper on the 360, and yeah, you can get them to kill themselves. Would you like that ability in real life, Aaron?
I would. I'd use it on certain arch nemesis I have.
Good stuff. So this is basically, I'm not sure how much you've seen this game yourself, but the basic premise of Syndicate is that you're in the future, corporations with vying for control over like these chips they input in people that give them abilities and blah blah blah. But yeah, what have you seen of the game so far?
I've not actually seen much of Deus Ex. Syndicate. I've not seen much, but what I have seen looks fun.
Yeah, so you've got the dart overlay at the bottom, so if you press the right bumper, you can it highlights, it sort of slows things down in battle, and you can see through where the enemies are. So you see this, I could target this enemy through the wall as well and make him kill himself. So yeah, there's a couple of other abilities you get as well, and the ability, you don't have unlimited access to the ability, which is good, so it doesn't ruin any gameplay. You have to build it up by killing people in normal battle, and again, if you target someone with suicide, all the enemies around him will die as well if they're quite near him. So you can use
awesome.
You can use that tactically, so it's pretty cool. So you'll see like doing one of the challenges, which is basically you got to kill 8 people, I believe. I think I do this quite perfectly because I am the perfect guy.
But the question is, how many tries did it take you?
This was the second try. So 2 tries, not bad, right? You know, so you basically have enemies patrolling around. It basically gets you used to the ability. And as mentioned, it's not unlimited, so you have to use your gun in normal battle to build it up. The meter at the bottom you see in the left-hand corner. There's 2 of the abilities you get later on, which again won't ruin for you here. But yeah, so wait for that enemy to come. Plan the attack. I was like, should I take these guys out? Yeah, we'll take these guys out. Wait for that guy to come. And kaplow again. Clearly I pwned, right?
Clearly. I mean, obviously you're the best at this game that hasn't been released yet.
Of course. So yeah, that was the perfect shot at that challenge. But we will go into one of the main missions. Again, I won't tell you exactly when this is, but again, if you've seen, I think you said you did see one of the trailers, right?
I did indeed.
And you might have seen this guy in the trailer that you saw.
No.
That's basically what I was going to have for you, but yeah. This is the agent you're working with. You're going into another corporation's building and trying to extract a chip from a certain person. So yeah, the gunplay is pretty solid, and as Starbreeze are known for that sort of stuff anyway, with Riddick previously and Darkness as well, you know, they're known for solid first-person mechanics, which both games which you didn't play. So I'm quite disappointed in you, Aaron.
I'm liking the way the HUD comes up on your gun, though. That's a pretty nice touch.
Nice, isn't it? Nice stuff. Yeah, it's very futuristic. It's got a nice sort of a visual style to it. I wouldn't say it's distinct because quite a few games, obviously, the first-person shooters have a futuristic look about them, but it's got quite a stylistic approach to the usual stuff. So here you'll see me using the suicide ability, and it just goes all futuristic, techie.
Do these companies like get together and like decide that they're all going to use a very similar logo? It looks very abstergo looking, that little triangle there.
Kind of. Maybe maybe it's linked to Assassin's Creed. Who knows? I doubt it is. But yeah, so I've used suicide of that guy. He's killed the other guy, and kaplow, killed himself. Didn't even need to shoot him.
You murderer.
Well, I didn't kill anyone. You know,
You filthy murderer.
he killed himself, so you know. But again, as I mentioned, the shoot mechanics are really good, and this guy's innocent. But I thought, you know what, I want to execute him. Kaplow, there you go. And it is an 18 rated game.
Do you get any? Do you get punished for that in any way, or shape, or form, or you just can go on a murder spree?
You can go on a murder spree. So it is an 18 rated game, as I mentioned. And yeah, there's no real RPG system, so like you're not gonna get turned into a bad guy or whatnot. So, and you've got these data transfers pods sort of splashed around the area as well, which give you information on where you are.
Achievements, that's what they give you, right? Achievements.
And combat. So the abilities you have, the dart stick works in combat as well. So you see, I moved the cover out of the way of that guy by tapping into that thing. So he was basically had no cover in front of him, and he was easy pickings. Took him down, and suicide on this guy. I don't think I killed the guy next to him because he moved away, but it did damage him slightly, so he was incapacitated for a while. And there is a slight cover mechanic, as you, even in the FPS. So if you crouch down, you'll sort of stick behind cover and
and shoot at people ghetto style.
Exactly, man. Exactly. And you might have noticed there's quite a bit of bloom in the visuals.
A bit. There's a shitload.
But yeah, we've just made our way to our target now, which is but the door's locked off. So how do we get in? Of course, we break into a vent. You know, standard.
We go to the hatch with the big blue marker on it.
Good stuff. Yeah, but as you mentioned, you were quite impressed by the whole, like the ammo count on the gun and the whole visual style.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the style in general. What do you think?
It's a lot less brand than Deus Ex, so that's a plus. But yeah, they've gone for that typical simple industrial kind of look. I don't know if the game opens up and you get anywhere else. So
yeah, you do. This is basically inside one of the buildings, but it does keep that whole red, white, sort of clean look most of the time. And when you're on the outside, it's got more of an orangey look rather than that whole brown look that Deus Ex has. But I should mention, even though you're basically trolling us, you know, this is not Deus Ex. It's got nothing to do with Deus Ex whatsoever. It doesn't have any RPG mechanics. It doesn't have that sort of that expansive story that Deus Ex has. This is obviously, it knows what it's doing. It's more of a linear story-driven game. And it's all based around this futuristic Dart 6 stuff and the chips and whatnot. So yeah.
What the fuck are you doing to this guy?
I'm taking the chip out of it.
Oh, that's fucking gross.
That's awesome. So yeah, that chip you can use to upgrade your abilities. So you'll get this off certain high-level enemies, and you can upgrade your health. You can upgrade the abilities that you have. So you can upgrade how suicide works, and the other abilities you get later on, which again not going to ruin for you as to what they are, because they're actually pretty cool. But yeah, so in terms of what you see right now, does this get you into Syndicate? Because again, I know you haven't seen much of it, but would you think about picking this up?
I'm always game for giving new titles a try. We need to support the new guys, don't we? Otherwise, we're just going to end up with sequels all over the place. But yeah, I'm liking the style. I'm liking the futuristic setting. Should be cool.
Yeah. So loads more enemies here. I don't know why I tapped into that cover because no one's behind it, but took the guys out anyway. But yeah, you'll see a turret gun down there. Well, I took the cover behind that guy out. There you go. No cover for you, mate. Yeah, fuck you. There's a turret down there which I'll tap into and use that to my advantage, turn the tables. Good times. And you'll see the turret actually shoots a guy's body in half, which is always nice. Look at that.
Amazing.
Yeah. And the guy coming here as well, I think it shoots his body off as well, which is again amazing. There you go. Bang. Body splits in half. Awesome stuff. And you can do, if you get up close to enemies as well, you can do executions. So, pat this guy on the head, there you go, take that.
How many executions have you come across? Is it pretty samey animation?
No,
or?
So you'll see, like the first one you saw was me stomping on the guy's head. And that one you saw me just sort of headbutting the guy, and then putting something in his head. You'll see one coming up later, which is actually different as well. So I didn't see any same executions. So yeah, you'll see this now when I'm trying to get this gun off him. But tap into that first, which freezes that window, which I'll use later on for a little mini puzzle-esque thing. So yeah, you'll see the execution coming up now here.
Puzzle. So there is more to the game than just blowing people up in the most gruesome fashion possible.
Yes, there is. So this gun here allows you to lock on to enemies. So I can lock on to that guy by pressing that target with left trigger. And I can move away from him or be behind cover, and it will guide the bullets towards him.
Well, hey.
So that, as you can imagine, might be used in other scenarios as well to help you get around. And you'll see it here. So that door has been shut, closed. Lock onto that. Bam, 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 closed. But that door on the other side, which you'll see me trying to get into, is like, how do I get there? Well, that window.
I wonder.
That window that was frozen. Bam, and then lock onto that, and open. So,
like you genius, you.
Yeah, no, exactly, man. I mean, I've got an IQ of like 250, so I need to use it. And you can also disable grenades as well. So that guy threw a grenade. You can actually disable grenades as well with your chip that you got installed in you.
I'm presuming that takes a meter. I don't know what they call it in this, but we'll just call it meter anyway.
I think they call it adrenaline or something like that. I can't remember the exact word for it. But then you can, again, as mentioned previously, you can use a Dart 6 overlay to slow things down a bit, and it targets enemies around you so you can see where they are, even if they're behind cover, which is, again, pretty cool. And I like the way this gun makes the whole... Again, there's a slight bloom effect, but it looks quite realistic in terms of like the way he's holding the gun. It looks pretty cool visually. What do you think of the gunplay, Aaron?
I think I don't want to judge it by just looking at.
Of course,
the feel of the gun is probably the most important aspect.
Of course.
So I'll reserve judgment until I've had a chance to.
Well, it looks cool in terms of all the stuff you've got going on. Like you got the pistol there, and this gun obviously has its own set of features that you can use to help you out as you move forward. So I just was checking out the surroundings there, just to make sure I took all the enemies out before I move forward using the Dart 6 overlay again. And we go outside, and you mentioned if the color palette changes, it does slightly. It goes to a bit more orangey.
More bloom and a bit of orange too.
They love their bloom. They love their bloom. And again, the Dart 6 works in different ways as well. So these little drones are protected by a shield. Again, you can use your Dart 6 to take that down by holding the left bumper. And again, that's used in various different ways as you progress through the game. So you can use it in there'll be certain, obviously, encounters against, I want to call them bosses, but high level enemies, which you can use them against. And I probably should have used it over here to slow down time a bit, because I almost died. I was in trouble. I was like, shit, don't die. Don't die.
But the question is, were they made in house? Oh, that's right, taking that cheap dig.
Yeah, they were. Starbreeze are a top developer, and their CV speaks for itself. So this pretty much goes on the back of like the games that really kind of the Darkness, which were very good games. The gunplay is solid. Everything got a nice meaty feel to it. And as you expect, there's a few QTs, as you saw previously with the vent opening. So I'm hanging on here, go up. But this will be the end of the mission, moving forward. And as we do, we slide down lifts. But this is Syndicate, coming out this week, guys. Give it a look. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks, Aaron.
Bye.
Goodbye.